What a world we live in. I can actually react to the content that I'm in, but I can't actually post the content that I'm in. I know, right? Politics and all that weird stuff. Surely someone at Games Workshop needs to give their head a wobble. They obviously play Iron Warriors, and they hate the fact that Dawn's boys are doing good. But anyway, that is another subject for another time. Welcome, everyone, to my Space Marine 2 video. By now, if you don't know, I got to play Space Marine 2. I think right now, as I'm recording this video, I've got over 42 hours in the game, playing all the different classes. This footage you see in the background is me with GameRiot. You can actually see me there, you know, your chapter master Valrak has the glorious Imperial Fist. This was technically one of my first playthroughs of the game, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, this is the first time me seeing this mission. GameRiot has been playing this before. He's colored him as a Dark Angel. Like, the customization in this game is fantastic. There's so many different chapters you can pick from at the start of this game, but you do have to unlock them. There's some stuff that is hid behind DLC. From what I got to see playing this version, it's just the Ultramarine successor chapters. Now, you can unlock different colours in the game by playing it, but the best route to go down is, of course, by probably buying that DLC outright. I don't know how much it's going to be. I'm thinking around £10 to get access to all the colours and all the decals and stuff like that. It's probably going to be an easy way, but again, you can still earn it in-game. You don't actually have to buy that DLC from what I saw currently in this build. In terms of gameplay, how I felt and how it is, everyone knows, right? Well, if you don't know, you got to know now, that I've been waiting for this game for about 12, 13 years. I was a massive fan of the first Space Marine game. We played it till my eyes bled. When the company died, who actually put out the first Space Marine game, we went on like a little crusade on my channel, going to different companies saying, hey, would you pick up the IP? Would you do this? Would do that? We sent like a bunch of emails out. Some companies were telling us to stop asking them because they were getting so many emails and stuff. So to see this game finally come out is a massive thing for me, and I'm very, very impressed from what I got to play and what I got to see. In terms of this preview, what I did get to play was 2 co-op operation missions, and they did say I could play a single player mission, but that took part halfway in the story, and I chose not to play that because I didn't want to spoil myself in the story. You know, I'm sure people understand that. I'm not going to, you know, jump in halfway through and spoil myself. So I chose not to play the single play bit, so I can't really comment on that. The only thing I can comment on is this co-op operations. There was no PvP mode at all in this. It was just co-op operations, you and 2 friends playing. It was mostly just me and GameRiot playing all along. Like, sometimes we did get a random third person joining our game, but it was just mostly us 2. We did we didn't do the hardest difficulty. I think we did hard, but I think there was 1 or 2 difficulties above us, and that's because we couldn't get the third person. The bots are really cool in the game. Like, sometimes they execute, sometimes they don't execute. Some bots are better than the others. I always say the melee bots are better than the other melee, better than the range bots, in my opinion. But you always want that third person in there because, you know, the perks and everything like that. You can see, like, I'm putting, like, scans in the background. Those scans from, like, the tactical marine actually help put damage onto the target, as GameRiot is not shooting at him, he's rolling away. Dark Angel, right, fading into the background, all the secrets he keeps. But in terms of the combat as well, right at the start, I actually didn't like the combat mechanics, and hear me out because I absolutely love them at this stage. So jumping into the game the first time, it was a really, really big learning experience when it came to blocking, parrying, and the whole melee thing. Don't forget, when they gave us this build, they only gave us a couple of notes, like this does this does that. So it was kind of a big learning experience. I think they're going to have something like what Darktide has, where there's like a learning area where you get more tutorials on how to parry, how to block. So when you come to play it, you won't be as noobish as me, and you'll go into the battlefield more confident. But once I got a hang of parrying, once I got a hang of combat, it felt so good. Like when you charge in and you do like a thunder hammer attack, like there's different combinations you can do, like mouse, hold mouse button down, and you know, all these kind of combinations that do different attacks and stuff. And once you start mastering them and becoming familiar with them, the game really starts to become epic. You feel like this space marine on the battlefield taking on these hordes and hordes of Xenos enemies. It was one of like the coolest experiences I've ever had playing a Warhammer 40,000 game, especially since I'm a massive Space Marine fanboy. I just loved everything about the combat aspect once I got used to it. In terms of the missions themselves, I think the level design is absolutely brilliant. It is fantastic. Like, of course, it funnels you into certain areas, but most of the time I was just stopping, just looking around at the architecture and like the window glass panels and just everything that I've ever wanted from like a 40k Imperium game, like seeing planets and war-torn and stuff. Like this is it. And again, I've only saw like a little bit of it, right? The tip of the iceberg, let's say, in terms of that, because this mission is more like a jungle mission refinery, but the other mission is like you are on that Imperial world, and there's going to be even more of that with coming content and coming things that we're going to see. So mission design, fantastic. In terms of, let's go back to customization, because as you can see, GameRiot is playing as a Dark Angel in the background, and I'm playing as an Imperial Fist. When it comes to the Chapter Master Customizer, when it comes to the Chapter Customizer, you can do a lot of things. You can change like your arm colours, your chest colours, you can do it checker, you can do it half and half, you can do like sergeant stripes on your helmet for veteran sergeants and stuff like that. You can more or less change anything. I've had a lot of questions saying, can you change like the eye visor colours? No. Like Deathwatch shoulder pads you can equip yourself with. Can you change the Deathwatch shoulder pad colours? No, you can't. That stays silver. The decals in the game, which the chapters that are present in the game, there's quite a few of them, but I did say in my videos, which of course have now been unlisted on the channel. By the way, if you want to watch those videos on my channel, there's a link at the top of the comment section with all my unlisted videos. You know, I can have them on my channel, but you know, if having them out on my channel will cause drama with focus and cause some problems with the chap who I got my review code off, and I don't want to throw that chap under the bus. Last thing I want to do is betray a battle brother. I'm not like that. I'm a son of Dawn. I am not an Iron Warrior. So yeah, if you want to check those videos out, they are down below. One of my big feedbacks was we need more decals. This is a game designed for Space Marines, and I hope the developers will really focus on putting more Space Marine decals in the game. In a perfect world, I would love a decal, maybe crater. I know stuff like that can be abused in certain areas, and you can get some not so good looking decals. You know, I'm not going to get into that and stuff, but I can understand why that is not in the game, but that means the developers then have a pressure on them to add more in. Like, we need more or less every chapter you can think of, I would say, put in the game. Just dedicate someone their entire life just for the next couple of months to go through, get every Space Marine chapter decal you can think of, and put it in the game. That way, people can make custom chapters, they can play whatever chapters they want, because when you unlock the paints, then you can play whatever you want. You can design whatever chapter colours you want, because I know like a lot of people are asking me, hey Valrak, are Crimson Fists in the game? Technically, they're not. The Black Templars and Imperial Fist skins are in the game, but all you would have to do a Crimson Fist skin is unlock the Imperial Fist decal in game, and then just unlock the blue colours in the game, and just change it around a little bit. You can change the colours of your decals to like red, blue, white, anything you want. So all those options are in the game, just as long as you unlock the certain colours in the game. And again, you unlock those colours by playing modes like Co-op Operations and PvP. In terms of story, like, again, I never really got to play the story. I know these are the questions I'm just going through on a list, right? I never played the story. I know I mentioned it at the start of the video. I chose not to. I didn't want to be spoiled. I'm sorry about that. In terms of what weapon loadouts you can take, because I know a lot of people asking me about, well, what can the Assault take? The Assault can take a Thunderhammer, Chainsword, and a Power Fist. The Power Fist is probably one of my favourite weapons in the game. It just looks so cool. The Bulwark can take a Chainsword, Power Fist, and a Power Sword. It can't take a Thunderhammer. I know a lot of people were wondering if you can drop the shield. You cannot drop the shield at this moment in time. Maybe that's going to be some type of DLC update or something that the developers will add in. I'd love that, because I'd love to go full sword brethren mode, maybe a big two-handed cleaver power sword, you know, just chopping Tyranid warriors in half and everything like that. That would be absolutely fantastic. But as of now, no, you can't take two-handed weapons, and you can't drop the shield. No Thunderhammer with Bulwark. My favourite classes when it came to this game, well, I got to level 17 with the Tactical. I didn't think I would play the Tactical a lot, because I was like, oh, it's a Tactical Marine. It's just, you know, just a normal Tactical Marine. But when it came to it, I saw the Tactical as like the jack of all trades. It was decent in melee. It was great at range. And also that buff, that Auspex scan it does, is really, really good with adding damage onto enemies. And of course, you can upgrade that when it does other certain things. You know, tags things, stops warriors from calling and everything. Like, each class has this tech tree, which you can just invest into, and it's like a different play style. You can do your classes. It's like a class within a class, which is really, really fun. And again, once you get that group together and all these different perks start interacting with each other, you really can start becoming like the angels of death, like purging everyone, bringing everyone down. It really does get that fulfillment of feeling like a space marine, like an absolute badass, in my opinion. The enemies themselves, the AI and stuff like that, we only got to play against the Tyranids. I got to play against like Carnivexes, Zone Throats and stuff. The executions, like the Lictors and stuff. Hopefully you've already seen some in the background of this video. It feels so good when you take them down. Sometimes they can be a bit of a nightmare, because like I mentioned, when it comes to parrying and blocking, it's a big learning curve, and if you don't get that right, they can more or less just take your armor and health down in like a couple of blows. But once you do master that and you get the executions off, it just feels so satisfying. Like GameRiot right now, as I'm recording this, he's just ripping a Tyranid warrior arm off and shoving it down his throat. It does feel satisfying when you kill some of the bigger enemies. And by the way, when you kill like these warrior types in the game, and you're surrounded by like the lesser Tyranid beasts, they fade away. So I would always give people advice that focus on the big boys, because if you kill them, it breaks the link with them and they go insane and just fade away. So yeah, always try and take the big guys down instead of focus on the little guys and the hordes. The hordes will keep you pinned down, and if you let the hordes keep you pinned down, then it's absolutely game over. It really, really is. Like, I know like this playthrough may look easy, but it wasn't. I felt like, oh my god, I'm about to die here. Like, I'm about to die there. I'm about to die here, because I just wasn't doing like focusing like on the main characters and stuff. Sorry if I'm like come across as like this. I'm just literally sat here just giving my take, just reading from a list of all these bullet points I've made and all the questions I've got off you chaps. So sorry if it's kind of like a bit of a weird video. This is the only way I can give my thoughts on Space Marine 2. I know a lot of people have asked me, do I recommend the game? This is kind of a tricky one for me, because I've been looking forward to Space Marine again for 12 years. Everyone knows this. I've probably dedicated a lot of time to this game on my channel. I know it's a meme on my channel, like, not more Space Marine 2 videos, Valrak, how dare you? So I'm always going to say this game is going to be amazing. I was scared jumping into this thinking that, oh my god, I've dedicated so much time into this, and I am going to dislike it. It's going to be one of those games where I've hyped it up, and you know, it's going to turn into something which I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry everyone, I actually don't like the game. And at the start, like I said, with the combat, I was like, oh, do I really like this combat? But I was like, no, do you know what? I'm going to invest some time into it. I'm going to learn. I'm actually going to learn how to play a game. And once I did that, then yeah, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend this game to everyone just off the co-op missions that I've played. I know the game is retailing at quite a high price, and I know there's been a lot of feedback about that, like it's like in the 50s, £60 for certain versions and stuff like that, which I completely get. You know, times are hard for a lot of people, but for me, I'm going to play this game till my eyes bleed again. So I'm definitely going to get my money's worth out of it. I'm not sure how you play your games. You just play the single player and that's it. Are you going to jump in co-op operations? Are you going to play the PvP mode? I'm not sure. That's a question that you have to answer for yourselves. I don't feel comfortable really saying to you guys, yeah, go out and get it because your playstyle is better than my playstyle, right? Or, you know, my playstyle is more than your playstyle kind of thing. All I would say is that I enjoyed the game, I had fun with the game, and every single moment of the day, I just wanted to go back and play more of it, even though it was just the two same missions again. Going over those two same missions again and again and again, because it was just so much fun. I think the developers, the team are part of this. I've done a wonderful job. I think they've brought the world to life. Like all the little communication between your Marines and stuff, or like all the little comments and stuff, like "We are the Emperor's hammer, brother," and they start speaking about like the Reclusiarch, the Reclusiarch, or just all little things which really add up. I think these little bits of details which show there's been a lot of love and a lot of passion that's gone into this game, and it shows. And again, I absolutely love it. For me, I think it's going to be my game of the year. I said this before I even played it, Space Marine 2 game of the year, but that's a lot of bias from my side of the table. But yeah, I don't know. That's me done waffling. If you want any more information, anything like that, post it down below. I'll try and do my best answering questions. Again, I've got a bunch of Space Marine 2 videos on my channel from this build. It's all unlisted. I'll post the unlisted playlist in the comment section of this video, so you can go and check it out. You can go and read it. You can go and, you know, see it all, me playing the actual game itself rather than reacting to this legend GameRiot GameRiot's video. By the way, if you want to go and check out GameRiot, I'll include his link in the description of this video as well. He's an absolute legend, really. I can't thank him enough for allowing me to do this. He's out there. He's amazing. So please go over, give him a like, give him a follow, right? Because he is an absolute son of the Emperor. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit. Have a great day. And bye-bye.